Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1968 Olivetti Lettera 31 vintage portable typewriter made in Italy. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Margins are up top, and I'm going to set this left one around 0 and the right one around 75. That's about the length of a page. This is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now it's on single, but if you want double, just flip that switch forward 1, and it skips 2, 1 more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line. Beautiful typing machine. Basically the same exact function machine, same parts and everything as the Lettera 32, which is one of the best typewriters ever made. So this was made a little bit after the 32, and pretty much all the parts are interchangeable except for the shell is different. This is a hard plastic shell, so it's much lighter. The 32 has a green or teal colored shell, and it's made out of cast iron metal, so that's much heavier, and it has a tab function on the 32. This doesn't have a tab function or touch control that I can find. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. Just flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy, or a little thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. So basically, if you really like the 32 and you read the reviews on the 32 and you don't use a tab function really, this one's going to be cheaper and it's basically the same typewriter. It's an awesome machine. The 32 won tons of awards, and people still say it's one of the best typewriters ever made. And this is basically the same thing. Shift on each side and shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the right side of the keyboard works good. This blank key on the top left is the margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, it blocks you from printing. If you hit that margin release, it'll allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. Color selector switch on the right. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it prints no ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it all the way down on the red, it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. We have a solid black ribbon, so a fun fact is you can double use that just by switching it to red once you use up all the top ink. This pops off kind of from the back, and it's got 2 hooks in the front. You want to be careful with those. Those do break. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling to the right. And if you want to switch that direction, behind either spool, there's a ribbon guide. You just flip it in the opposite direction. So in this case, if I flip it to the right, it'll pull to the left counterclockwise, and if I push it to the left, it'll pull to the right clockwise, and that's the way we want it to go for now. So we're going to hook in these 2 front hooks and then just pop it down like that. And that's all the keyboard. On the right side of the carriage is the carriage lock. Flip that down, it'll lock the carriage in the middle. So when you have it in the case, it doesn't damage the carriage and the escapement. And when you have it in the case also, you want to tuck that in so this doesn't break off. To unlock it, you just lift it up. Just lift that up and now it's unlocked. Carriage release just on the right side. Very smooth. This is almost as smooth. This is pretty much as smooth as you can get with a typewriter, with the Olivetti Lettera 31 and 32, made in Italy. On this side here, if you flip this all the way back, this is your line space indicator. It'll disable the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. When you flip it up, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks on this model is a half a space. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.